Weeks of speculation has ended with the BCCI confirming 3 Indian batting legends as part of its cricket committee just a short while ago. In fact, Sachin Tendulkar, Sourav Ganguly and VVS Laxman have been inducted into the BCCI Cricket Advisory Committee. Anurag Thakur spoke to the 3 legends and confirmed their new role as advisors. The 3 are expected to be closely linked to the Indian cricket team, advising the BCCI on cricketing matters, but their detailed roles will be revealed later. BCCI President Jagmohan Dalmia has confirmed to India Today in May that Sourav indeed will have a new role with the team, adding that cricketing matters should be left with former cricketers.
I think the board is pretty much seized of what is happening. So clearly, I think and they are clearly taking their time to get the right persons. They are going to be discussing with, say, guys like Sourav and Rahul and Sachin and even VVS to get an input from them. I think is absolutely fantastic.
Well, the latest coming in is that the newly announced BCCI Advisory Committee will meet BCCI President Jagmohan Dalmia on the 5th of June. The meeting will be held in Kolkata and the prime focus will be on finding ways that can help Indian cricket and deciding on the future plan of action. In fact, remember, the Indian team leaves for the tour of Bangladesh on the 6th of June and this meeting will come just ahead of that. Colonel Gopalakrishnan is joining us from Thiruvananthapuram with his views. But before that, let me quickly tell our viewers that we also have with us Shivani Gupta. She'll be taking us through the latest development for Indian cricket team. Sir, go ahead. Share your views on whether you think that Sachin, Sourav and Laxman can save Indian cricket.
Yes, good evening. Sachin, Sourav and Laxman bringing in as buffer for the Indian team towards the BCCI is a fantastic idea. I think this must have been done long back to stabilize and focus Indian cricket to not only to win matches but to play a good game. There is no place for a poor batsman or poor fielder or poor person as a cricketer in the Indian team. It's high time we realize this and we go towards a very good cricket team, well balanced and very focused cricket team. This is what I think. Bringing in all the 3 icons is a great idea.
All right, Samay, thanks for sharing your views with us. In fact, this has ended weeks of speculation with the BCCI now confirming that 3 Indian batting legends will be part of the cricket committee. They'll be in the capacity of advisors to the cricket committee. Jagdish is calling us from Karnataka. Let's listen into Jagdish's views. Jagdish, go ahead.
मैम मेरे हिसाब से बीसीसीआई ने बहुत ही अच्छा डिसीजन लिया है जो 3 लेजेंड सचिन तेंदुलकर, सौरव गंगुली और वीवीएस लक्ष्मण को लेके। इससे इंडियन क्रिकेट का जो भी टीम है बहुत अच्छे से खेल सकता है, या इंडियन कंडीशन हो, फॉरेन कंडीशन हो, क्योंकि मोर देन 100 ऑफ टेस्ट खेलने के बहुत ही एक्सपीरियंस क्रिकेट लोग हैं। मेरे हिसाब से ये लगता है इस जो टीम 3 लोगों का बनाया गया है उसमें राहुल द्रविड़ का भी नाम होता तो बहुत अच्छा होता, क्योंकि एक बहुत ही टेक्निकल प्लेयर है, बहुत ही अच्छा है और इंडियन क्रिकेट में एक बहुत ही नाम कमाने वाला प्लेयर है। मेरे हिसाब से अगर वो भी जुड़े रहते तो बहुत ही अच्छा होता, मगर ये भी बहुत अच्छा डिसीजन है, मगर वो बहुत ही अच्छा होता डिसीजन।
Okay, many thanks for speaking with us from Shimoga. In fact, Shivani, most of the callers who've spoken to us right now have welcomed this decision. But will the role of these 3 men be hands-on or are they likely to be restricted in their role?
I think what the BCCI wants is their opinion on cricketing matters, on how to develop talent, on how to revamp domestic cricket. But I think it would be a waste if they're not used as far as the current Indian cricket team setup is concerned, because it is a team setup which is in transition. You know, MS Dhoni has retired from Test cricket, Virat Kohli will be a new Test captain, and moving on, you know, Dhoni will retire from the shorter format as well.
Yes.
So their experience is going to come into grooming, cricketers, and I think one area where these 3 are going to be used or should be used is how to improve Indian cricket and Test cricket abroad, because that's an area where Indian cricket has suffered of late. They haven't managed a lot of wins overseas, and you know, this is this trio of the quartet that we used to have together with Rahul Dravid was one of the most successful overseas. So I think they should have a say in, you know, how the schedule should go forward, how many practice matches the Indian team should play before a big tour in Australia, in South Africa, in New Zealand. And while we are waiting on details on their exact roles and just how much powers they will have, it would be a waste if they're just there as advisors to BCCI. They should have some role with the current cricket team as well.
All right, we're getting in a caller now. Shubha is calling us from Bengaluru. Shubha, go ahead.
Hello.
Yes, Shubha, we can hear you. Go ahead. What's your view on whether these three cricketing legends can save Indian cricket?
Yeah, surely they can save, as they are more experienced and they know how the good game is. So I guess they can really coach them.
And you welcome this decision. Do you think that there could have been some other names included?
Yeah, there might be.
All right, Shubha, many thanks for speaking with us. Shivani, the caller we got just before Shubha said that Rahul Dravid may perhaps have been included. He's known as the Wall, and for reasons that we all know. So, what was the criteria really when they chose these three?
Dravid's name was actually, doing the rounds and was being discussed, and I think he was spoken to before VVS Laxman. But I think Dravid himself was not very keen to take this role as of now, because we don't yet know what the contours of this role are going to be, whether one of these advisors is going to travel to Bangladesh. Sources are indicating to me right now that one of them could travel. Now, there's a meeting that's going to happen with the President Jagmohan Dalmia in Kolkata. Sachin, Sourav, VVS are going to be part of this meeting. They're going to crystallize their role on the 5th or 6th of June, just before the Bangladesh tour. And one of them could in fact be roped in to travel, because the Indian team doesn't have a coach as of now.
Yes.
And only Ravi Shastri as a director. So we could have a lot of things change. Maybe the role of the director will be done away completely, because if you have one of these, these three as advisors, and if one of them starts traveling with the team, is given an additional role of the high performance director or, a mentor, then you don't really need a team director, and they could decide on the future coach of Indian team also.
All right, we're getting another caller, Bireshwar from Silchar. Bireshwar, go ahead.
Yes, this trio that return, just taken it's a return of jewels. If I have seen in the mini movie, their charismatic performance really brings some changes in the Indian cricket, and it is really overwhelming. I welcome them. If they could rejoin the Indian cricket team as an advisory, I think Indian cricket will get some shape and get some rejuvenation form from the earlier occasion. And I wish them very good luck. Indian cricket needs them actually. Thank you very much.
All right, many thanks for speaking with us. Shivani, also I'd like to understand, what is it that the Indian team requires at this point in time, as far as not only mentoring is concerned, but maybe techniques?
This is a good question. We're asking the question whether these three legends can save Indian cricket. Now, what does it need saving from? There's a lot of administrative problems that the BCCI has had. Of course, it doesn't have a very clean image. It has been in the public realm for a lot of wrong reasons. Now, these gentlemen are not going to really have a role in that. I don't think they're interested in being administrators, although Sourav Ganguly is the secretary of the CAB as well and will continue in that role. I think what it needs saving from is the appalling record in tests overseas.
All right.
And that is where these three gentlemen can play a very significant role. Sourav Ganguly is our expert here on India Today as well, and he has been lamenting the fact that we do not prepare well for tests overseas, we do not play enough practice matches, we just don't have it right. And I think these gentlemen can help in that regard. The BCCI wants to revamp domestic cricket as well. They want them to help in talent grooming, identifying talent that can be groomed for the Indian team, and also mentoring the ones that are already there in the Indian team and, take things forward. They might not have an official power in selection, maybe, we don't know yet, but they can certainly be in touch with the team, and maybe one of them can travel with the team.
All right, we're getting a caller from Kolkata. Suman, go ahead.
Yeah, actually, I just want to say that, only people from any, field you consider, only experienced people can guide, the coming or upcoming people who are joining, or maybe, has joined for some time. all I want to say is that the people who are having experience, they can only, guide the newcomers. That's it.
All right, Shivani, also on the 5th of June is when we expect the exact roles to be told to them?
I think there will be a discussion ongoing, but all three of them are required to sit together once with the president, and the 5th or the 6th of June is the one day that all three of them are available. So they're going to fly down to Calcutta, sit with the president, crystallize their roles, face to face, so that there are no, there's nothing left to be cleared later. And also, one needs to now take this forward as to who will be with the Indian team when they travel. Indications are one of these three could travel. Maybe it's Sourav Ganguly, maybe it's one of the others. But more importantly, we are yet to know exactly what powers they will have, because as such these advisory cricket committees only advise the BCCI.
Yes, and that's the fear that many people have, that they'll just be very ornamental in nature.
But of what we have heard from any of these legends is they do not want to be ornamental heads. They have something real to contribute to Indian cricket, and it will become actually more of a sham and invite more flack for the BCCI and even these legends if not much comes out of this. So actually this is a challenge for the BCCI to make sure that they just don't have them as a PR building exercise, but they actually use their input and are given real powers to make some changes. And nothing else matters than the performance on the field. The average fan doesn't care about anything else than whether the Indian team is winning overseas, whether they can win a test series in Australia, in South Africa, in New Zealand. South Africa is going to come play here. We are going to travel to Australia for a limited over series as well. They only care about how the team performs on the pitch. And I think if you have this kind of an experience, then there is no excuse for having poor performances or, or hold still as far as the Indian team is concerned.
All right, we're getting quite a few callers from Karnataka. In fact, joining us now is Masood. Masood, what are your views on the trio? Masood, I'd request you to turn down the audio of your television over there, otherwise you won't be able to hear us well, and neither will we.
Yes, ma'am. Surely they have done a very good job. Very good job, and they are taking good decision. This decision has to be earlier. They have taken very earlier, and this will definitely add something to the to improve the cricket. And the scenario will be good much. What I hope.
All right. Also, Shivani, I mean, these three are not, they haven't retired from cricket really long back. But, techniques in cricket also keep changing very quickly. How helpful would they prove to be for the team?
I think they will be absolute godsend. I think these three carry a lot of, goodwill and a lot of respect wherever they go. And as you mentioned, they're not very old. They have been part of the Indian setup till as far as like three to 4 years ago. They were one of our best overseas, when it comes to VVS Laxman and his record against Australia, Sourav Ganguly, who made fabulous comebacks and then, reinvented himself as well. Like I say, one of them is the god of offside. One of them was a very, very special player, and the other one, the master blaster, god of cricket himself. So you can't have a better pool of talent and experience to guide youngsters, and we have a lot of youngsters coming up. Sourav, when he speaks on India Today, he breaks down a bowler's strengths or weaknesses, or a batsman, what he needs to do very, very beautifully. And he just needs to sit and chat with a Virat Kohli on how to make sure that he can captain the test side well. Ajinkya Rahane, what does he need to get to the next level in test batting? What does a Karan Sharma need to do to pick up more wickets? India is looking for spinners. Bhaji has just made a comeback into the test side. Now that's someone all three of them know very well. So these are areas they can help.
All right, we're getting another caller from Gurgaon. Subramaniam, go ahead.
And what is this all brouhaha about? Brilliant cricketers or excellent cricketers or legends don't make great coaches at all. If at all anybody should have been there, it is Dravid, and Dravid alone as a coach. But he's not agreeing. He prefers under 15. What is all this discussion about? I don't understand. This panel is a meaningless panel because the administrative power lies with non-cricketers. What is their great advice? Sachin is an individual. Ganguly is a very pushy character. Players themselves don't want him. It is Dravid, and Dravid alone, perhaps even Laxman. Just a coach is enough for the team.
All right, that's the first dissenting voice that we've got there. Shivani,
but just to clarify,
yes,
Dravid was approached. He didn't want to be part of this panel as of now. I think maybe because of the travel that it could involve.
Yes, all right. We're getting a caller, Vinay Kalia from Mumbai. Vinay, go ahead. All right, Vinay Kalia's phone line has got disconnected. Shivani, you know, everybody and repeatedly we are getting callers talking about Dravid. Do you think, you know, in the test format, he would have been the perfect person? And even though, as you were mentioning, he himself has declined, but do you think they should have, you know, just pushed the case a bit more with him?
Well, see, I don't think I can sit here and say that he would have been better than somebody else. Like, Dravid is a great batsman. Many regard him, you know, the best that we had of this quartet. But if someone's not willing to play that mentor role, then, you know, you can't do anything. Somebody might be a great batsman, but not that great a captain. We saw that in Sachin Tendulkar's case.
Yes.
And, you know, Sourav Ganguly was an extremely good leader of men. And he might be perhaps a better mentor than even Dravid can be. So, different people suit different roles differently. And there's nothing to suggest that Dravid cannot have a role in the future. He might be interested.
All right, Ramesh from Chennai is calling us. Ramesh, go ahead. Share your views with us.
Yes, this is a good move. I mean, committee or otherwise, these seniors have proved themselves internationally and they can contribute their might. And then additionally, we should also look at some other things. See, for example, this extreme obsession for foreign coaches should go away. We are as good a team, and there are one Indian bowler, I don't know his name, sometime back said, give me 2 years, I will travel the entire length and breadth of India. After all, we have several Ranji Trophy teams. We can produce good fast bowlers who will win the test matches abroad. Now, why the hiring foreign coaches for decades have not proved in test match, and we can prepare some good 2 teams. Given the kind of population and youngsters now coming from rural India, why not be content with only foreign coaches, only with some 15, 18 players? Why not 40 players who can be one-day siders and test siders?
All right. Okay. Many thanks for speaking your mind here on India Today. Let's go across now to Delhi, from where we are getting a caller. Amit Dagar is joining us. Amit, go ahead.
No, I don't think it is going to help in any way, because when they were playing for India itself, then we saw the result in 2007. I don't think they have a master advice which would help team. In fact, if opening new academies and searching for new players would be a better idea.
All right, Amit. I think Shivani, he's saying that the need of the hour is to, you know, look for talent in a better way rather than have mentors. Now, that's his opinion, of course.
I think these 3 are going to do exactly that. They're going to spot talent from domestic cricket, or, you know, players who are just on the cusp of making the Indian team and what they need to get to the international level, and, you know, how to prepare for an overseas tour. These are exactly the things I think they will take care of.
All right, we're getting a caller from Chennai, Caniston. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Actually, my point is, because the players, when they come to playing on national level, as someone already told, one of the callers rightly said that actually they don't need advisors like this, because in Indian Cricket Board being the richest board, having lot of fund, they will be wasting the money like this. Instead, they can invest in other sports, because instead they can have because ex-cricketers, whosoever has played for the nation, they should be in an advising position. But it should not be a permanent position, like, because they will come up voluntarily and, do the services. Because I am not happy with this decision.
All right, here's a person who's not happy with this move. Prashant from Pune is calling us. Let's hear his opinion on this move. Prashant, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon, ma'am. Sachin, Laxman and Sourav जो एडवाइजरी पैनल में है वो काफी अच्छा आइडिया है, और ये भारत की क्रिकेट के लिए फ्यूचर में शुभ संकेत है। भारत इनके और इन्होंने अगर कंटिन्यू किया तो भारत वर्ल्ड कप भी जीत सकता है।
Prashant, many thanks for speaking with us. So clearly, there are more people who are welcoming this move. There are very few who are saying that this is perhaps just an ornamental position that these 3 have been given. But of course, we'll get to know of the exact roles only a little later. Many thanks, Shivani, for joining us here in the studio and giving your perspective as well.